Hey there, soul shines. It's Michelle here from So Magical Michele Creates, and today it is creative expressions. Pretty much every day is creative expressions. Right now, that's the videos I'm making. I'm debating. Would love your input. Would you like me to separate out videos again? I think now that I'm working on a couple of things, I might be able to go back to doing that and do separate videos for like things we're making Thursday or something. Let me know what you think. It's not a guarantee. Even if you ask for it, I may not do it. It really is about whether it works into my schedule. So creative expressions are videos that I kind of talk about everything. I talk about finished objects, works in progress, life updates, if I have anything I want to share with you, that kind of thing. I always have chapter links. And I have links to any patterns that are available. I do make up a lot of my own stuff, so there's not always patterns available. But there's patterns for this beautiful, gorgeous blanket. And for Millie, my temperature snake. So those patterns are always linked down below. Ever since I updated that, always link them. And so yeah, and so before we get going on with the rest of the video, remember to hook that subscribe button. Like the video, knit and the like button, and leave some yarn in the comments. I forgot there for a minute. Forgot who I was and what I was doing. Okay. Let's start with finished objects. And if you guys will remember my resin cat. His name is Cat. And my first thing I'm going to show you is kind of a silly. My daughter has been talking about something she's wanted to do for Cat for a long time. And I was just like, okay, get it out of your system. So, and let's hope it doesn't fall off. She made Cat a foil outfit. He's got little boots on there. He's got a shiny cape and a cowboy hat. And she says he is, sorry. It's not secured well. She says he's a fashionista. Everybody's like, is he ready for aliens? And she's like, he's a fashionista. So I'm pretty sure I put that on backwards. But maybe not. I don't know. He also has this. I haven't been able to get it to stay on since I moved it. She made him a little bucket. Reminds me of a purse. Like, he really is a fashionista. So yeah, that was fun. She did this with foil. I did tell her I was going to have to take it off to show you guys stuff. I will take this off and I will take this off. Okay. So my finished object, as many of you know, and if you want to go see it on him, last week I shared the cape, his Valentine's Day cape. So it has the cute little heart. I will link the tutorial, well, the website, it has a tutorial on it, like a link to her video on there. So I will link that down below. Otherwise, I made it up. I have a pattern shape that is like this. Oh, I had to think about where it was because I can't show you. But anyway, I have a paper pattern that is basically the shape. So I know what shape to make it. Okay, so the other thing I did for him, I will put it on him really quick and show you, is I made him a hat. So he's got this cute little hat. It's really interesting to try to make a hat because you got to have the ears space for it, and then so getting it the right size and things like that is always fun. But it matches. I used the same yarn. So it matches his thing. It's got the red and the pink. So same yarn. So that's exciting. So now I can put these away in my stuff. Let him wear foil for a little while. And then I'll pull out my St. Patrick's Day stuff. Because, yeah. But for now, you can sit there. You can have your hat, a break from a hat on your head. Just sit there. Okay. So that was my thing I finished this week. It was a lot of fun. And yeah. So before we move on to works in progress, let's talk about my acquisition. As I told you a few weeks ago, someone gave me $500. It was their random act of kindness. It was huge, a big deal for me, and I was just in awe. I paid quite a few bills, but I also ordered some yarn. The yarn came from Knit Picks. I think it's in this one. And I have, let me pull out one that I haven't opened yet. I have 6. So I opened it so it's not skeined up or hanked up very well. But I have 6 of these. They are, I can put my glasses on. Okay, they are Knit Picks Eco Superwash Alpaca Sock Fingering Weight in the color Bear. I think that's all they have is Bear. It's 398 yards or 100 grams. So each one of these is 100 grams, which is enough for a pair of socks. So I'm excited. Although I will need more than that for one of my pairs that I'm making. Tell you about that in just a second. So, they have some recommended needle size is 1 to 3. Neck recommended hook size is B to E. It's a 1 weight, so fingering weight. 70% superwash fine Highland alpaca and 30% nylon. It's machine wash cold, tumble dry low, and then just some of the other things like knitpicks.com, crochet.com, phone number, lot number, things like that. Okay, so I'm really excited about this because, as many of you know, I am allergic to wool. I'm actually allergic to lanolin, but I am not allergic to alpaca. So I have been looking for something to make socks with. Making socks with cotton is okay, and because I just am naturally tend to be really dry lately, the socks don't stretch out a terribly lot for me, but I have discovered my daughter has a really hard time. They stretch out really fast for her, so she struggles with that with cotton. But she's allergic to acrylic. I don't think I'm doing the best with acrylic. I'm not necessarily allergic to it. But when I wear the acrylic sock yarn, it just makes my hot feet so hot. Like, it's really weird how it's working. So, I don't know if that's just the nature of having plastic around your feet so there's no air, or if it's a sensitivity to acrylic that is developing. I don't know. But because sock yarn tends to be wool, actually usually good sock yarn is part wool, part nylon. The nylon helps with elasticity and it helps with durability. I am really excited to have alpaca with the nylon in it, so it's got that durability and the nylon to help it stretch back into shape and stuff as you're wearing it. But I'm really excited about this. So here's the thing. My plan is to for sure make socks for each one of my kids, hopefully a pair for me as well. My 20-year-old, well, I take that back. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make socks for my son who's in Washington. I might. That's a little trickier. I'll decide towards the end of the year. Anyway, so my son who is 20, he wears cowboy boots all the time and he wants higher socks. So that's why I'm like, it's going to take more than this to make him a pair of socks. So I plan to wind up 2 of them. Work each sock. I like to do 2 at a time. I'm going to try to do 4 at a time. I'm going to try to do the 2 socks for my son who is wanting basically really high socks for boots. And then my other son who is 19, he wants shorty socks. So I'm going to skein up or wind up some for him and work all 4. I'm gonna have to use some kind of a marker to say, hey, this is this kid's socks and this is this kid's socks, just so I can keep them apart while I'm working on them until I switch. I'm pretty sure my older son he's just going to be happy with them the color they are. My 19-year-old might be happy with them the color that they are, or we might, like when they get finished, dye his socks. Currently his favorite color is yellow, so we might dye his socks yellow. But I don't want to dye the yarn before, because with their feet sizes and everything, I'm like, I'm not really sure how much yarn there's going to be, where we're going with that. So I want to do theirs. And then for my 15-year-old, when I make his socks, I think I'm going to do kind of the same thing. But I think, because I really want to play with dyeing yarn. You know, you got people that dye wool yarn all the time. Well, because of my issues with wool and just how I could try it with cotton, right? I just haven't, but I thought it would be really fun for my girls and maybe for me, because I'm not sure, like I might have to buy more yarn before I make my socks, which is fine. But for my girls, I'm thinking we will dye a hank each for them and pick some fun colors and play with colors that way, because I think my girls would love that. I know for sure my older daughter for sure wants that. So kind of thinking for the boys, do it plain. If they want them dyed, we can dye them afterwards. If they want to keep them plain, that's fine too. But for my girls, I want to dye them, but I also kind of want to wait until I get these bigger socks out of the way to figure it out. I'm like kind of hesitant to make socks for my 15-year-old. He is a little bit of a late bloomer, and even though he's 15 and a half, he looks 14. He finally hit puberty later than most kids, but it's there, it's happening, and he's growing up. And that also means that he's in his growth spurt season, like, you know, the big one where he went from being shorter than me to practically being the same height as my girls in a couple of months, kind of growing. So I'm like, do I make him socks when he's growing? I think I'm going to wait until we get closer to his birthday, kind of see what's going on. Talk to him about it, what he actually wants to do. Does he care if I make him socks now, or can I wait until he's kind of settled into a height before I do it? I don't know. So I'm going to ask him about it, because I'm okay. If I make him a pair of socks and he only wears them for a few months, that's fine. But I think I would rather wait until like around his birthday, which is in August, and make them so that he can get as much use out of them in the cold months. Whereas the other two boys, even if their feet change a little bit, they're not going to change drastically enough to make it so they can't wear the socks. And the girls, they are 17 and 20, almost 22. So they are past feet growing stages, because that's kind of nice about girls, is that they do stop growing. I'm pretty sure my son that's 20 is done growing. But you never know. He could shoot up another inch or so in the next few months. So we'll just see. So that's it for the acquisition and the plans to do with that yarn. I'm so excited. Oh, the other thing though is, for the most part, my kittens have stayed away from the yarn. Like if it's moving while I'm working with it, they'll like try to attack, and I have to be really careful where I hold my yarn. But this stuff, because it's made from animal fur, I had to spray the cat with water because he would not leave it alone. Kept trying to take off with it. It makes my daughter anxious, because she's like, they already like to attack our feet. What's going to happen when I'm wearing wool or alpaca wool? But like, so they smell the animal in it and they're like trying to take off with it. And silly cats. But we're excited, very excited. I don't have a yarn swift, and these are the hanks, and I've not had a lot of hanks over the years. I think I've had 2. So that's kind of frustrating, but not impossible. I tried asking if we have any neighbors with them Nobody responded. I'm guessing the answer is no to get a yarn swift. I can do my regular ball winding without it. I would eventually like to have a yarn swift, and I would eventually like to have a ball winder. But for now, I will just make do like people used to. I might have one of my kids stand there like this, you know, like Laura Ingalls Little House on the Prairie kind of thing. Stand there while I wind this ball of yarn. I might, just might. So, or I might like find a chair or something that I can wrap the yarn, like, you know, I'll figure it out. We'll do it. Okay, so what's next? Butterfly of the month. That's what I'll talk about next. I am going to center in these. The colors were red, white, and black. These are mostly red, so even though they've got the pink on it, I think that counts. I'm going to send them in anyway. So I'm going to send in a picture of Kat wearing those. Hopefully, I got to double check the dates, because the reason why I chose this color for my tithing hat this time was specifically because of the bird of the month. So this is how far I am on butterfly of the month. It was bird last year. So this is where I am on it. I just started it on Sunday. I was like tired, so it was harder for me to get very far on it, but I should definitely finish it Sunday. I'm going to check my dates, and if it's not such that I can finish it on Sunday, I will work on it a little bit during the week. I will just check what day I have to turn them in. But this is red and white. I was hoping that I would have some black yarn that I could like stripe in here, because that would be really fun to get all of the yarns. I don't have them. That's okay. So this is my progress on my tithing project. Might work on it this week. The other thing, oh, do I have, where is it? Oh, the cat's getting into yarn has kind of rearranged things. Oh no. There it is. So this one here is a combination, and again, I chose the colors for the butterfly of the month, but let's talk about things we're making Thursday. So for things we're making Thursday, we are in design things month. Have I even worked on this? I think I've worked on it a little bit since my last video. I am doing this video earlier in the week. I'm recording it on Monday. I'm trying to be a little more structured in my stuff so that I get everything done that I want to do. I've got a lot going on. We'll talk about it at the end of the video, but so I'm trying to be a little more structured. So I'm trying to get back to recording videos on Monday. And if I do a separate things we're making Thursday segment or a video separate for it, I probably will also record them on Mondays. But I will leave space if you want to send me things you've been making a little later in the thing. I'm really excited. I have one of my subscribers. She's adorable. I like her a lot. We used to do chats. I wonder if I could do those again. I'll have to see if I can fit those in my schedule, because those were a lot of fun to visit and chat with different people as they came out, and we just kind of did a little virtual yarn party thing, you know, like crochet group, yarn group, knitting group, whatever. So we did that, and she is knitting her first scarf or shawl. I can't remember off the top of my head, but she's knitting. She's trying out knitting, and I'm excited for her. It's fun. So this is what I'm making. It's got the colors that matches the tithing hat. Same yarn. I got this from a Mr. Yarn Challenge, by the way. And I love this. It takes a while to do because it is corner to corner. It is crochet. My arm does not love working on crochet all the time. But it is so much fun because I am doing one row with regular corner to corner, and then the next row with these puff stitches, which I will link the video down below. I did do one extra yarn over set thing. If you watch the video, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. I wanted my puffs a little bit bigger, so I did a 5-stitch one instead of a 4-stitch one, but isn't that fun? Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So I'm excited about this, but not excited enough to get very far apparently. So I got to work on that. But that's my Things We're Making Thursday project, which hopefully I'll get done really quickly. What's next? Let's talk about my mosaic. I did not bring it in here even though I have been making progress on it. I think I'm just going to show it when I finish the yellow section because it's gotten so big that it's like a big pain to pull out and show every time. But I will take a picture of the progress so you can see how it's coming. I did make mine probably about 60 inches wide. Finishing up the yellow, don't know if I'll get it done this week or next, but I'm getting there. And then I'll move into orange and then red and then the border. I'm really excited because I can see the end. So it is amazing and it's really fun. It is from Juniper and Oaks. Of course, I will link the pattern to that down below. I think I forgot last week. But I will link the pattern to that mosaic, and she's always got some kind of crochet along going on. So if you want to check out on her webpage for something else that's happening, that would be awesome to join what else she has going on, because she's got a lot of the mosaic crochets. Sometimes she does corner to corner. There can be a lot of fun things, and if you haven't tried mosaic crochet, it's kind of fun. Like if I wasn't having issues with my arm so much, I would totally do more of it. So it's fun. And you could like make a little, like if you got 100% cotton, you could make a little dish called, like a hot pad or trivet, just to try it out. If you can do, regular mosaic crochet would actually make a very good trivet, because the way it works is it has stripes and it kind of makes it a little squishier. Also though, if you learn to do the reverse one where it's reversible, that would make a very good hot pad, because in the process of making it reversible, you're actually kind of creating 2 layers of crochet like scrunched together, so it's double thickness. So you already have your double thickness just with your automatically, just by the nature of reversible double crochet or reversible mosaic crochet. So it would be a really fun way to try out and see if you like it. But make sure you use 100% cotton, because acrylic and polyester will melt. Technically you can use wool, and wool would even be better than cotton because wool self-extinguishes. It does, like if you let it on, do a burn test on it, it puts itself out. Cotton will light on fire, but as a regular like heat resistance, it's fine. So wool would be nice, except for wool is expensive. So, and I'm allergic, but it makes it harder to use for kitchen. You want something that you could just like throw in the wash, right? In case it gets spills on it or whatever. So it's just things to consider, but wool actually would be very good for the kitchen because it has that self-extinguishing property to it. Something to consider if you can do wool and you're okay with hand washing it or it shrinking or however, I don't know, get 100% superwash and it might do better. I don't know. Ideas. Okay, so my shawl. I am so excited about my shawl. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Shoot. My laptop. I don't know how much it got. So what happened is my battery is dying. I need to either get a new laptop or replace the port because the plug doesn't stay in like it's supposed to. And so you have to have it just right, and I forgot to do that. And so hopefully the recording isn't so bad. So what I was saying is when the battery gets low, then the video starts wigging because it's like I don't have enough power to do this, and yeah. So I'm excited for my shawl because here, like right here, is the black lifeline. I just put it in right before my next row, getting ready to do my row. So to put a lifeline in, you just, wherever you want it, you slide it through all the loops where you have your cable or knitting needles, whatever. It's definitely easier with cables. And so it's just slid in there. So if I were to pull out my needle, they're just hanging there. Now this one is a little bit challenging, I do know from experience. I like to have it on my row that has my yarn overs and decreases. Because I found I make a lot of mistakes on this particular one on my purl row. And so I like to have it on there, but then it makes it for quite an adventure putting it back on when I have to come and take it off. But it is doable and the stitches aren't lost. So that is nice. But here, right here, I don't think you'll be able to see it. It's very blown out. Right in there is my white lifeline. And it starts, the white one starts the last section that I'm supposed to do. And then the black one is halfway through that section. So I literally have that much more, and then I get to look at whatever kind of closing things are, decide if I want to make it a little bit long, if I think I have enough yarn to make it longer. I'm not sure because I could do another one of these half sections. Also, does it have a border? Do I want to put a border on it? I don't know. We'll see how much yarn I have when I get there. But it's exciting. Of course, the pattern will be linked below. This is my favorite section right here. So beautiful and lacy. And then this section is also really pretty in its own right. And this section is pretty in its own right. So you've got these 3 different layers. Oh my gosh, that would be the cutest skirt. You know how you do the, how they have like the pioneer style, prairie style, where it's got a tier and then it's got a tier and then it's got a tier. That's pretty much what this does. You could do a tier with this pattern. Just make it a little bit longer and then a tier with this pattern and then a tier with this pattern. That would take a lot of yarn, a lot of yarn. But that would be a really cute skirt with the 3 different lace patterns. Oh, that would be very fun. Ooh, now I kind of want to make one. Anyway, I'm like, how much yarn would I need? Probably would depend on the width of the person, but I would think that four or five. I'd probably need 4 or 5 of those cakes to make it. Maybe go for 6. Maybe just get 10. Just kidding. Well, not just kidding, because I could get 10 and then figure out what I want to do with whatever's left over. Anyway, I'm excited about that. It is getting so close. It is so pretty. A last project, I have been working on my sweater. I thought I'd bring it in because it's been a while. So if you remember, isn't that gorgeous? I will put the link. This came from a hat pattern. I took the chart and put it onto my sweater. This cardigan pattern, it's a cardigan. I will link the cardigan pattern down below. And then this is how far I am on the sleeves. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know, can I put it in without messing things up? It's a little bit tight because it's a little bit tight on the needles. But it's the size needles I had. So put that on. So right now I have like an elbow cardi. There's after I get done with it, so there's a panel that you put on the front. I'll talk about that in a second. I do want, my plan is this section here. I want basically this triangle right there. Maybe a couple stitches. I want to kind of bring in some of these little dots and put them in the middle of the peaks, but take out these diamonds and just kind of do from here down with a few dots in the peaks, so that kind of that much of the border. I want to do that around the wrist and then do the cuff. So I need to probably do, where's mine? Which one has the, okay, this one has hooks on it. These are a couple inches apart, and I'm about 1 inch, so it had that. Couple more inches. I'm guessing I need to do 2 more decreases and then probably put it on official try-on cords, each of the sleeves on try-on cords, so that I can actually put it on and see how far it really hits, to see if I need to do, how much more I need to do before I start my thing. So this is on, the bottom is on try-on cords. I have not finished the bottom. I haven't finished it because I only have the ball, this ball that's attached to it, and one other small skein. Let me show you. It's this old red heart stuff. Somebody gave it to me and I thought they looked really pretty together. And even though it's acrylic and I don't love wearing acrylic, it's a cardigan and I'm okay wearing it a little bit. And they're pretty, so. And if I wear it for a season and I'm done, I'm okay with that. So I've only got this much yarn and I don't know how far it's gonna go. So my goal is to finish the sleeves all the way, and then I know how much yarn I have left, and then I can just keep working until I get done. I've been trying to figure out how to do the band around, because do I just, maybe I will do the band in just the darker color and just do the whole band all the way up around the collar and things in the darker color. Or maybe I'll see if I can do the band part way and fade it into the other. Oh, I like the idea of doing it the darker color. So I'll have to figure out how many rows that is and do some math to kind of make sure I have enough of the blue yarn left. But that's kind of where I'm at and what I'm doing. I do work on it occasionally. My problem is this is very tight together, as you could probably tell, to do both of them. I don't love working on this plastic cord. I don't mind the bamboo so much. It's this cord that I can't stand. And I don't know where my needles are that are the size that are metal. Because if I would be okay switching to them, as long as, because I'm working them 2 at a time, so the switch would be, they would match on both arms. So I don't know. I don't know where those needles are. I swear I've got needles that size. Just don't know where they're at. Anyway, so there's that. I think that covers all the actual works in progress. I have a whole bunch of plans. I have kind of a commissioned project that I'm going to the yarn store today to get some more yarn for. So that will be fun to show you next week. I have some other plans. Let's move into some life updates, shall we? I have been doing some mega clearing of my energy and working on manifesting. I had an idea that I was really excited about. And I talked to my daughter, and she had a slightly different idea, but I was also really excited about it. So I wrote a very short, very cheesy little story, and she is drawing pictures, and we are making a coloring book. If all goes well, she'll have the pictures done and we can get it out like really quick because it's for St. Patrick's Day, I'm hoping. So I hope that she gets me a couple of pictures. She's got a lot of pictures to color, so hopefully she can get those out and done as quickly as possible so we can get it all set up and figure out all the things. So I'm excited about that. And so that is one thing that I have going on. I'm working on the yarn channel, keeping my yarn channel going, growing the yarn channel, trying to figure out what I can do for that, which means that I kind of have to keep the yarn projects going, which is fun because that's also really important to me to keep my yarn things. Making the alpaca socks was like high on my to-do list for this year, so I'm very excited about that. The other thing I'm working on is I want to publish a pattern. It's another towel topper. If you don't already know, you can go to my Etsy shop and see I've got a dress towel topper and a Santa hat towel topper. They're both available, and I designed an Easter one a long time ago. And now I'm in, okay, what would it take to just get that in the shop? Sometime, Easter is April 20th this year. So if I could get it in the shop like as quickly as possible, then that'd be awesome. Once it's in the shop, I also will have to work on getting a video up and stuff. I just had a thought while I was talking. It was like, well, because I put links to like, here's how to do the towel topper and everything, how to create the hat. I've got the tutorial. I can link the tutorial up here, actually. I'll link the playlist, because that was the thing. I was like, oh, well, if I don't have the video ready, then I can't say, hey, go check out the video on the old videos, but I can tell them to check out the video on like the playlist and see if I've made that video yet. So I can put that in the things, because like as I update things, it doesn't automatically send out to the Etsy people. Someday soon, I've got to figure out how to get the whole Ravelry thing. I tried to put a thing on Ravelry and it didn't let me actually create a shop. It was really weird, so I got to figure that out. Maybe, yeah, I got some ideas. So that's one of the things. I want to get that pattern actually published. I have another pattern in the works. So I have a few. Mostly I'm doing the towel topper things. I don't know why. I don't even enjoy... Like, I enjoy designing them and making a few, but I don't, like, sit around making them. I have a friend that makes them for all her weddings that she goes to and stuff. Well, not all of them, but she'll make my pattern a lot because she adds it with dishcloths to wedding gifts. And I think it's really fun, and I like making them to a degree, but I don't actually love making them, but I love designing them. So I guess that works, right? Yeah. It's really funny. I crack myself up on that one. So yeah, I've got those. That's part of my plans. That's a part of my life updates. It's a part of manifesting. Growing this YouTube channel. I would love for my channel to get monetized. It is not the reason I do this channel. I think it's really fun to talk to you guys. I want to make friends here. I've made friends. I want to share what I'm doing, inspire people to do, inspire people to try new things, to go outside their comfort zone, or just be like, hey, oh my gosh, I want to make that too. Like I know a lot of people have asked about this pattern. At the time it was free. Now it's like $6. But if I ever notice that it's free again, I will definitely let people know, because I know people are like, oh my gosh, I love that pattern. So yeah, I have a list of things that I'm creating, including I'm working on creating a 5-week challenge where I'm going to teach people some of the energy clearing tools that I use. And we're going to work together on our homes and things like that. So I'm in the process of building that. The more information I've got, I'll let you know where you can find that out if you're interested. And so I'm really excited. Things are changing. Things are growing. It's like get an idea and work on it instead of getting an idea and that would be fun. Now I'm like working on it. So I'm excited about it, and I'm back open in doing my business. So there's a lot of fun things going on. In general, I'm pretty happy lately. I have really shifted out of the depression. Yesterday I was a little struggling, and I finally figured out what was causing that kind of little self-punishment there. But for the most part, I'm just doing good. And I was really struggling for a couple months. Why is it that every time I just stop, I feel sad? I was not being able to shift out of that. And now I'm feeling so happy, so upbeat, so excited, and I want to bring that to everybody else. So that's my life update. That's my little video. Still shifting things, and I'm excited for what 2025 is bringing. I'm also growing another YouTube channel that is more directly talking about the energy work and the decluttering and the cleaning and the things that do with the house. So I'm excited for that, and I'm really excited, guys. It's great. So how do I do this? He's not wearing his hat. Let me put his hat back on him so I can say goodbye. Remember, guys, to let your light shine through your creations, whether you design them yourself, whether they're made of tinfoil, whether they're crochet or knit, anything. Let your light shine. If you want to share pictures with me to put in the video, I would be happy to. Whether you've made it from a pattern, designed your own, whatever crafts, I don't care. I would love to share them. Remember to let your light shine, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!